Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my review for Thor Love and Thunder. Uh, this came out last year. Um, this is the fourth Thor film. I skipped this one just because I heard it was terrible. Um, Something like that.
I want that.
Oh my goodness. But skipped this one because I heard it was terrible. But wanted something to watch that I knew my daughter also had interest in watching, even though my wife suffered through it.
What?
Thor Love and Thunder.
Throw it on mine.
Um, so we watched it, and it's not terrible, but it's definitely not like my favorite. My favorite is still Thor Ragnarok. So the movie started out, it felt like it was going to be a very dumb film. I was very worried, especially when they were doing scenes like the play where they were putting on scenes from, I'm assuming it's Thor Ragnarok. So I was very worried that if it stayed that way, I was not going to enjoy this movie at all. Thankfully, some of the comedy did work, so that helped. Um, as for some of the stories, I know a lot of people didn't like that Gore didn't. I heard people say Gore didn't get a lot of screen time. They didn't use him well. To me, they used him like any villain. I thought they did a really good job. I mean, not every villain that they put in these Marvel movies can can be around for 2, 3, 4 movies. Because if that was the case, there would be way more Marvel movies, and last thing we need is way more Marvel movies because we got enough as it is. So I thought they used him very well. I thought he was a great character. I thought they did everything perfect with him, in my opinion. I don't know the comics and how it compares to the comics, but I thought the character was played very well by Christian Bale, and I thought it was used well. As for the stuff with Natalie Portman's character as Mighty Thor or Lady Thor or whatever you want to call her, some people I know didn't like her character and story. I didn't have an issue with it. I thought that it worked. I thought she done a good job. Um, I thought that her character brought a nice element to the movie. And as for also the situation where Thor gives the little kids his power, I know people had issues with that as well. I didn't have an issue with that. I know some people were saying, "Well, how if he could do that the whole time? Why didn't he do it before?" Um, to me, I saw it as he had the lightning bolt of Zeus when he did it. I don't necessarily, I don't personally believe that he was able to do that the entire time. I think that could have possibly been something he could have done just because he had the lightning bolt of Zeus. So I don't see that as an issue. I obviously, like I said many times, I don't read the comics, so I don't know. But that's just the way I saw it, as from someone who doesn't know the complete history of these characters. That's just has watched them throughout the years just from the movies and not reading the comics. But for me, it wasn't a problem. I thought it was a really cool scene. Um, the movie's not perfect in any way. As I've stated, the comedy didn't work all the time. At every point. The music was fine, but it just It wasn't anything impressive with the music. Cinematography was fine. It was standard cinematography. It seems like for a Thor movie now. Um, but overall, I gave this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Uh, Seemed like our daughter had fun with it. I think she enjoyed it. She seemed to really love the screaming goats or the yelling goats.
Really drag me the hell though.
I thought I had a feeling if they overused them, it would get on my nerves, but thankfully they weren't terribly overused in this, so it wasn't too bad. Um, but uh, she seemed to get some enjoyment out of it, so that was good. Um, I know my wife hated it. She said that was enough Marvel movies for the month, but
I would be fine if I never watched another Marvel movie again.
I'll watch. I still got one more to watch that I passed on that was from this year, and that's Ant-Man Quantumania. But I'll probably be watching that obviously without her in the room because
Can't stand Marvel.
she don't like them. So um,
I can barely tolerate DC. I'm very picky on my DC movies.
so we'll see how Quantumania does. Um, I've heard mixed things on that as well. Well, more mixed than negative with what Thor: Love and Thunder was. So that was more negative. But as I said, a 3.5 out of 5 wasn't terrible, but definitely not my favorite. So, but that is everything for my review. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell, be notified for our videos, and we'll see you all in the next one.